Hi, we're back for another edition of Rav Enters the Trenches of Twitter.com. This time, it's not a recent event. We're in fact winding the clock back to April today for our encounter in the trenches. This date is April 17th, 2023, and Twitter user Hi Dablo says this: Peanut clawed through losers with a character that couldn't beat a cup of liquids. Your character isn't the problem, you're not very good and need to get better. This, of course, is in reference to MDVA's very own Little Mac pioneer, Peanut, who the day prior placed 7th place at Peanut and the cacophonous clash with the cantankerous Canines. At this tournament, the Little Mac would lose his 3rd set of the tournament to Mr. Game & Watch main, Paris, before kicking off a loser's run in top 48, defeating Ruse, Chunky, Conkydorf, Vega, and Sen, before losing to me Gunner main, Lol Yoshi, for 7th place. At a basic level, the tweet is looking to discuss the idea of how Ultimate holds a unique position as a meta, where if a player is dedicated enough, they can go on a spectacular run to achieve the highest of highs, regardless of tier list placement. Peanut being a great case for this as someone who's produced some astronomical results with a character ranked 2nd lowest on the official tier list. Some people did not vibe with this notion. One of these people would be Jackal, ranked 25th on Alt Rank 2022, one of the best wolf mains globally, and currently ranked number 1 in the powerhouse state of New Jersey. He retorted with this: Peanut is a once-a-generation player, and you aren't him. Pick a top tier. This is where the discussion truly kicked off. While someone can do it with a bottom 2 character, does that mean they should? Jackal here is implying that by choosing to main a top tier, it is much easier to pilot a stronger character to teach you the game than following in the footsteps of the character specialists, piloting some of the worst characters in the game to success at a high level. So today, we'll look through some data, the debate on this topic, and Ultimate's unique position in terms of viable characters to work out why this topic is such a contentious issue. Into the trenches we go! Apologies for the double history class, but this needs to be covered. Smash Ultimate is a bit different to its predecessors, as the idea of viability has never encompassed such a large amount of the cast before. While it can basically be assumed every character in Smash's history from 64 Mario to Sora in Ultimate has won an event at a local level at least once, viability is more so focused on higher levels of play, where characters can achieve a high placement at P, S, or A tier events, also known as Premiers, Super Majors, and Majors. Looking across 64, Melee, Brawl, 4, and the one you're not supposed to talk about, it will range from a handful of cast members up to roughly 2/3 of the cast to be considered viable. Some games have been really healthy with their spread of results, and some were not that. Ultimate, however, has a very different spread, as 78 of its 82 unique characters have been featured in a P, S, or A tier events top 8, often considered to be the most impressive part of the bracket to get to, whether victory ends up being achieved or not. Even the remaining 4 characters have had freakishly impressive results at B and C tier events to show the balance of Smash Ultimate surpasses that of prior games. By pure numbers, this should point to the fact that in Smash Ultimate, anyone can do it. But it's not all numbers. Let's look at some arguments. In a previous video, I discussed how the simple thought process for solo maining was sacrificing coverage on a matchup chart for character mastery, whereby it becomes easier to counteract tougher matchups due to a greater understanding of which tools to push. This is what underpins the mentality we see discussed in Hi Dablo's perspective on eliminating excuses for why success isn't being achieved. The value of mastery in Smash Ultimate is what's contributed to the success of character specialists like Peanut, Capitan Cito, Yoda Cage, and Kirby Kid when piloting subpar characters. Similar to what we discussed on the viability front, Smash Ultimate differentiates itself from its predecessors in terms of ignoring the age-old wisdom of Sanford Kelly.
If I pick the top tier, just pick the top tier.
Here in Smash Ultimate, the gap between the best and worst character in the game is so much smaller than it's been in any other Smash game. Comparing Steve to Ganondorf is not at all like comparing Fox to Bowser in Melee. What this does mean is picking up a top tier is not going to guarantee success. In Ultimate, regardless of tier placement, Smash characters can be divided into 2 groups. Group 1 is characters who have a very strong flowchart and demand other players to play around their gimmicks and tricks so they can disregard nuances of matchups until higher levels of play. This makes up a lot of the lower half of the tier list and a number of characters who've benefited from lacking representation as a way to knowledge check. The other group is your more traditional type of Smash character, as their success comes from a well-rounded kit and adapting set to set to the character and playstyle thrown their way. These characters have seen less success as Ultimate has gone on, due to how the acceleration of punish game and win conditions have been fleshed out since 2021. In a sense, the traditional top tier has been cast aside for any character in the roster who can execute their punish game and win conditions effectively. Regardless of how good they are on paper, that is what is unique to Smash Ultimate. The viability has spread itself further because of the change in approach to how characters' metas have evolved from most characters outside of the traditional Smash characters. Whether or not this is a good thing is irrelevant. What matters is that for the first time in Smash's history, the potential for anyone to do it at any level of play is there for sure. With camps now, let's make a call. We know Smash Ultimate is unique for what it offers in terms of viability. Design changes and meta development has enabled any character to be piloted to a high level of success, but it is a matter of the motivation and dedication you bring to a character to determine if you're willing to work harder than your fellow competitors who choose to play better and easier to play characters. Character specialists on worse characters get called once-a-generation players because their decision is kind of like taking the rugged path up a mountain. It is much harder to get the same result as the other climbers taking the suggested route, but if you dig deep, you can achieve the same success. Here's the call. Do what you think plays to your strengths. If you think Little Mac is your calling, go for it, but really think about the path you have to take. Is there enough there that the low points will mean you still see the light, or is there someone who can give you the same level of success and satisfaction as you accomplish more and more on your journey up the mountain of Smash Ultimate? The choice is yours. Can anyone do it in Smash Ultimate? Short answer, yes. But think about it deep down for you. Can you do it? Which character is going to let you carve your way? It's about your climb. Who's your climber to get you up the mountain? I don't know. That's over to you. Go out there and start your climb. That's my piece. I'm out of here. See you next time. Thanks for watching.